Welcome to the Retro Minute. I'm Jeff, your host, as we go back in the day, from the 1950s through the 90s, with a middle-class white boy growing up in America. It's 1954. The words "under God" are added to the Pledge of Allegiance. The CIA stages a military coup in Guatemala, starting a 35-year civil war. The first transistor radio is developed. The Supreme Court rules that segregated schools are unconstitutional. The first Burger King is opened. The first TV dinner is created. Elvis Presley releases his first single. The first mass vaccination of children against polio begins. I'm 2 and on my way back to the U.S. from a year in Europe, where my dad worked as a research scientist. Regular transatlantic air service was underway since the end of World War II, but almost everyone traveled by boat. Ocean liners, not cruises, but basic transportation. We were on the Andrea Doria, a beautiful 700-foot-long Italian ocean liner, new and the national pride of Italy. Exactly 2 years later, on the exact same transatlantic crossing, she collides with another ocean liner and sinks. 1,700 passengers and crew on board. Most, but not all, were rescued. Not even a close call, but eerie, and perhaps portending my future. Somehow, I have escaped or overcome death so many times that here I am talking about it. So let's talk about close calls. 1963, and I'm 11, and we're going swimming in the giant rock quarries outside town, some as large as a football field. Filled by springs and rainfall, it's a minefield of boulders and huge rocks, all jumbled together. Very cool swimming and diving. I'm down maybe 15 feet, exploring, when my air starts to go. So I head up to the surface the way I came down, or so I thought. But no, I've gotten turned around and found my way up completely blocked by rocks. Can't see the surface. I'm desperately flailing about to no avail. Just as it seems all over, my dad finds me and hauls me to the surface, alive, but barely. It's 1969, and I'm starting my first day of continuation high school. Continuation school is usually for rejects, but also attracts artsy and free spirit types and those that don't like rules. I'm early for my first class and sit in the middle of this large, empty classroom. Almost immediately, a kind of scary-looking dude comes in, eyes me, and then sits immediately behind me. Within seconds, he leans forward, and there's a really sharp knife at my throat. It's right on my artery. One cut, and I bleed out before he even leaves the building. He didn't say a thing, didn't ask for money, and I'd already be dead if he just wanted to kill me. So it must be a test. How cool am I? What to do? Something assertive, but not aggressive. So I reached into my back pocket and took out my comb and started combing my long hair. After a minute, the guy leaned back, and it was over, and my previously disheveled long hair was now well-groomed for class. The next year, I jumped the fence at a Grateful Dead concert. I don't see the Hells Angels security guard until he's right on me, swinging a beer bottle at my head. He's drunk and misses, but needless to say, I don't get in. I see the Angels again at Altamont, where they kill a man that allegedly pulled a gun on them. Growing up, my high school girlfriend's family knew and socialized with them. In high school, I was shot by the police during anti-Vietnam War protests, but all that is another podcast. In the 70s in college, I was pretty drunk one night crossing a country road and saved both myself and my friend by throwing us on the ground away from a speeding car. Very close. Doing some cruising on my 1967 BSA 441 beast of a motorcycle and having the chain snap as I was rounding a curve too fast. Laid down the bike and skidded right up to the edge of the road. A 60-foot drop was directly below. Same bike, another day, doing some cross-country on a wooded hillside. Bike slides out from under me, and I'm thrown head first at 30 or so right into a tree trunk. Bam. My brand-new Bell helmet cracks, but my head doesn't. Yay. We're way out in the woods one sunny day, having a smoke and enjoying the view. I hear some noises from a large nearby bush. Dazed and confused, yes, I actually stuck in my head only to realize it's a rattlesnake. I jump back just as the snake strikes for my face. Close miss. By 1980, I'm teaching film at 2 colleges when a 7.3 earthquake hits, causing part of the 101 freeway to collapse near the Humboldt Bay nuclear power plant. I'm dead asleep under a huge ceramic hanging potted plant I'd foolishly installed way up high over the bed. When the quake hit, I turned over and just missed the huge plant as it violently crashed right where my head had just been. very close. My college office was trashed. It's the early 90s, and I'm teaching film at 2 universities in LA. To get to Pasadena from the west side, I take the 10 freeway east, and then merge onto the 101 freeway going north through downtown. Almost all freeway exits and merges are on the right from the slow lane. For whatever reason, this one isn't. Instead, you exit left from the fast lane, which was usually fine until it wasn't. It's night, very dark, no moon, and the 10 to 110 off-ramp is slow but moving. As I get to the exit, traffic abruptly stops, and me and another car are essentially stuck in the fast lane of the 10. Nowhere to go. And then I see it in my rear view mirror. A car driving at high speed and weaving in the fast lane on a collision course with my car. I'm trapped, can't go forward or move. It's a 75-foot drop to concrete under the exit. The car is going very fast, and I watch in dread as it looms larger in the mirror. Life is precious. Then it's over. They say your life flashes before your eyes, but not tonight for me. I'm desperately thinking of something to change the situation. I've always had very fast reflexes, and I hit the emergency flashers. The car swerves at the last possible second, and I'm here to tell the story. That's this week's Retro Minute on Close Calls. Thanks for listening. In another podcast, I'll explore what it's like to actually die. Twice. On the positive side of things, I just say take a hold of life and jump it. That's the name of the song I co-wrote and produced. Also included the long-form clothing commercial I wrote, shot, and directed for the song in 1994. It was probably the first LGBTQ+ music video played in China.
Stud, 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 jump it, I mean